guys, sorry we're so excited, if you guys couldn't tell. Welcome back to the Weekly Mash. We're beyond excited to be here today. Today we're venturing even deeper into the world of Miranda Dietz created. Today we're talking about Next to Spotless, which is the sequel to Out of Perfection. Miranda, first of all, thank you for sending us lovely goodies because we're so excited to have them. I know. And we're also so excited to have you back. The last time we got to meet, Claire taught clones, pyramids, and forbidden books. Now we're ready to talk about book number 2. So, Miranda, would you like to introduce yourself, give us a quick rundown of who you are, what you do, and all things Miranda?
So I'm Miranda Dietz. I am an indie author. I write sci-fi and fantasy, kind of different a little bit. I went to school for French literature, so I feel like that influences a lot of my writing. So it's a little bit funny, a little bit dark, kind of, outrageous. So I have my series Out of Perfection is going to be a trilogy. I'm working on the 3rd book now. And Fairy Therapy is a standalone novel, which is like a fantasy, kind of a tragic rom-com. So yeah, that's what I do.
Love
Beautiful.
it.
Perfection.
Yes, perfection for Out of Perfection, right?
Yeah. Didn't mean to do that.
I know. That's why we're here. I'm kidding. So for readers that have not read Out of Perfection yet, can you give us like a previously on in one sentence that doesn't give spoilers? What new territory does Next to Spotless explore?
Okay, so in Out of Perfection, a clone from an all-female city escapes, and it's all the clones are from the same person, so they're all identical. So they're in the first book, there's just Claire, but in the sequel, we get to meet some of the other clones, and it's kind of funny because like they all look the same and have like similar traits, but they're also like very different from each other. So the second book definitely like expands on the world. It's like a post-apocalyptic world. So it's, the world is already kind of restarted after this cataclysmic event. And there's just these relics left over from the past, including the pyramid perfection, like on my cover. And that's where the clones came from. So yeah.
I love that they're all clones.
That's so different from what you would normally expect from like a sci. Well, I mean, I don't read sci-fi very often, but from the ones that we have read and the ones that we've interviewed other authors for, it's so different. I love the idea of it being so different from what we normally hear. And I feel like that can appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that it's like, because I wanted to have like an all-female city, and it's like, well, how do you do that? So cloning was like kind of, what I figured would be the best way. In a perfect world.
Right? You know this thing? Clones of Ashley.
Oh my God, no.
Can you imagine hundreds of me walking around?
Well,
that'd be the best day ever.
I'll pass.
Rude.
One is plenty. Your personality is big enough as it is.
They probably all be fighting each other.
When our parents got together, they were like, okay, whoever you believe in the universe was like, okay, this couple is only going to have one child, just one. So we're going to give her all the mental illness, all of the crazy, all of the attitude. And then this couple that was only supposed to have one child had another one. And they're like, oh, well, we don't have nothing to give her. So then that's Miranda.
They ran out of ink.
Right? Yeah.
And mine like splattered all over the page.
Yeah.
True story. So the title Next to Spotless is beautiful. I've loved it since Out of Perfection when we first saw that cover. Without spoiling it, what does spotless mean in this world?
So in the Out of Perfection world, there's actually 3 pyramids, and Claire, our main character from Perfection, she doesn't know about the other ones when she escapes. One of them is called Orderly, and that one has been destroyed, and those clones had actually like left 100 years prior. So there's, some stuff with that going on that she learns. And then she ends up on her way back to Perfection to free the other clones. She ends up in the last pyramid called Spotless. And in that one, there are a bunch of very old clones because they stopped cloning themselves at some point and they're just kind of like aging out. It's kind of like revisiting that and like the area around it. There's like a mysterious city. There's the one main character, Milo. Everyone like loves Milo. Like he's total the book boyfriend. Everyone's always telling me that they're obsessed with him. He's like part librarian, part archaeologist, and he's kind of exploring the area and discovering these, new things. And so that's what Spotless is about,
I'm
I
gonna
guess.
go learn about Milo.
Yeah.
Well, I have to get there first, but I love me book boyfriends. Just saying.
Yeah, and then there's also Yvain, who is the other guy, the other love interest. Claire's kind of obsessed with him because he rescued her in like the very first book, like in the beginning, and he's kind of like not feeling it. So there's a little bit of drama, a little bit of unrequited love, a whole lot of messy romance kind of stuff going on in
I love
between.
it.
Yeah.
Right up Ashley's alley.
I love how you're like actively flipping, trying to find what you want to find. Like, just start from the beginning. Ash. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Why not? But don't ruin it. This goes back to a conversation that we had like when we first started filming just episodes with us.
Mhm.
There was this thing that she did. She would go to the end of the book and read the end before she started at the beginning. I'm like,
Read
who
the last
does
page.
that?
Oh my
Why would
God.
you
I
just
said-
start at the beginning?
Still do.
Weird.
Nope,
I don't
I
get
can't.
it.
I
Unless
can't do
it's
it.
on my Kindle.
Mm.
Because that's too much work.
It's too much work. You don't know how to use the table of contents on your Kindle.
Oh, no, I
Right?
do. You still got to go like this in the last chapter or move the little bar over.
Mm-hmm. And then it thinks you're
Sure.
done,
Okay.
and then it like kicks you out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too much work.
Just
And a
don't
book
do
always
it at
gotta go,
all.
look, there's the last page. Let's go.
Such a nerd.
Miranda has to literally like tell me if we read a book, like if she reads it before me, she has to literally tell me, Ashley, do not read the last page of this book first.
Yeah.
Because I will.
Right? It's a warning. Yeah, don't do it. Don't. I
don't
don't
know
believe
why
that
I
about
do it.
every book, but there's going to be some that are like definitely cannot. Like Shield of Sparrows was the big. I'm like, do not go
Maybe
to
that's
that.
the one it was.
Do not do that. Yeah, she's weird. Anyway.
Found him.
So just like you mentioned, Claire escaped perfection. Now she's navigating a much bigger, messier world. What's the biggest internal or external conflict that she faces in this book, if you can tell us without ruining anything?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely like the whole romance thing is kind of a big deal for her because she's in this all-female city, and while she's actually like reading romance novels, and they're kind of illegal because they're supposed to like not like men, and it's like a whole thing.
Right.
And her like best friend is like, hey, like you need to not do that. And she's kind of like obsessed. I feel like a lot of us can relate to her in that. And she kind of lives in this little bit of like a fantasy world where she thinks like, oh, there's Yvain and he's like my hero and I'm in love with him, but then there's Milo and he's got this like really sweet, like caring kind of attitude. And so she's kind of a little bit boy crazy. And then it causes like a lot of problems for her. Like she's almost a little immature in the way where she's, jumping from one guy to the next, not caring about rules of dating and like stuff like that, or who she hurts along the way. So I feel like that's kind of like her biggest conflict. Yeah.
Miranda, I feel like you know me too well. That's what I
yeah.
think.
Ashley's Claire. No, I'm just kidding.
I am Claire. If I wasn't married right now, so I got book boyfriend.
We could say Claire.
Right.
Yeah. Boy crazy.
Mm-hmm. 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 Which like you would be, right?
Yeah.
If you were around like only other women all the time. But some of the clones are fine with that. Like some of them are like after they, they like in the sequel when there's more clones outside, they're like, there's men now. Do we like this? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Debatable.
See, I could deal with like I make jokes all the time with one of my coworkers about like it's a joke, Brian, don't get mad. But like divorcing your husband and like moving in with another woman just because like women keep the house clean and they cook and like they help to take care of the kids and like just having those benefits is enough, if you know what I mean.
I mean, but like my husband keeps the house clean. I feel like I'd be on like the side of like, yeah, men are great.
I wish my husband was home so I could yell at him and tell him to come talk to you.
Yeah, that's funny.
Can you write a book about training your husband?
How to train your
Oh my
husband
goodness.
How to
But-
train your husband?
with dragons, though, right?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Duh. Because then the dragons
Hmm.
eat them when they don't listen.
You guys are giving
We're
me
onto
ideas.
something.
I can't. I have too much
This
stuff
is-
I'm working on right now.
I'll email it to you. It'll be genius. All I want is a dedication. That's all I want.
You got it.
You
Okay
can
with
take the rest of
acknowledgments. It doesn't need to be in the dedication.
Okay.
The back is fine.
No, I need front and center.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, of course you do.
If you could put me in the bottom right-hand corner of the cover, then I'll be like extra.
If that does not describe our personalities, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Miranda's boring. I am not.
Hey,
We were recording a promo video for something that we have up our sleeves. Miranda's like, I'm totally leaving that in because that describes your personality. I'm like, yeah, I know.
right? Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, back to you. You introduced new characters or deepened existing ones. Who among them surprised you the most while writing next to Spotless, and why?
So, oh man, it's hard to like do this without a spoiler for like new characters. No, I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I can tell you about any of the new characters without any spoilers. It's pretty.
That's
I'm not
okay.
playing.
There's a pretty big surprise over like a couple of the new characters, like which you would just not expect it at all until you read it, and then you're like, wait, what's happening?
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I know. I love plot twists like that. But who doesn't?
right.
Who doesn't? In our Q&A we did with you,
Mhm.
you called book one romantic subplot that was more square of unrequited love. How does the romance evolve in Next to Spotless? And are there more alliances, heartbreaks, or betrayals?
Oh man, yeah, it like gets really crazy because the first book, it's kind of simple because it's like the circle. Well, I guess I said square, but like it's kind of a circle where like Claire is in love with Yvain, or Milo is in love with Claire. Claire's in love with Yvain. Yvain's in love with Alora, who is the self-proclaimed Queen of Earth, and she's a little bit insane and like totally different from Claire. So they all kind of like love each other. Laura just loves world domination. So she's like not even interested. But then by the next book, some time passes. So then we see some more drama coming where, you know, like I said, like Claire is kind of more exploring being boy crazy. She's meeting other guys, all this stuff. Alora is very bent on becoming the Queen of Earth and taking over all of like the little territories that are left after, Apocalypse, pretty much. So there's some heartbreak there for Yvain, who's just like our sad, broody book boyfriend that's just like he just wants to hang out on his farm with his dog and he has to like go do stuff. So yeah,
Rough life.
it gets deep, yeah.
I love it. I'm just loving the book boyfriend thing. Sorry.
See?
That's all you gotta put to like sell me is book boyfriend.
Yeah, right. Well,
And
it's like
I-
it's funny because
I'm
it's
good.
like not a romance novel, but there's still like romance is important to the plot a little, so I had to, pull out the best guy characters. We're gonna have like t-shirts of
I'm-
like Team Yvain and Team Milo. That was kind of
Yeah.
So
my
if you've
intention.
listened to, or if you've read Out of Perfection, or even Next to Spotless, we want to know whose team are you on? Put it in the
Put it in
comments.
the
I mean, like I'm definitely Team Yvain, but like every single
Oh.
person I talked to who read my book is Team Milo. Oh,
interesting.
yeah, so it's kind of like, and I kind of get it, but yeah.
Read it. Because
Let
we have
you
you on the
know.
wheel. When we're gonna keep it a secret until we're done,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're literally gonna record ourselves at the same time, and we're both gonna say what team we are.
Yes,
I like
definitely.
that.
I really want to know. I think it like
I'm
says a lot about someone to find out which one they like, which team they're on. Yeah, so you
Both
guys will
at
have
the
to let
same
me
time.
know. Or both. Yeah, I feel like Claire is both. Claire is team both,
Yes, my girl.
and then some.
Speaking of Claire, Claire's identity was forged in a world that denied men and individuality. In this new book, how does she wrestle or reshape these foundations?
Right. So she's wait.
We're good.
Okay. So right. Okay. Because yeah. So it's like a whole different dynamic because for one, it's not even just like the differences of being in perfection versus being outside isn't even so much just that there's like no men and then now there is. There's also the differences of like her job, like she was a janitor, like she didn't get to choose her job. Now she has all this freedom and free time and she can basically do whatever she wants. And she's kind of like going over that and like how, no one's like telling her what to do. And she kind of almost like doesn't know what to do with herself.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being a mom, and once your kids go to school, you're like, now what do I do?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you think you want
Yeah.
all this freedom and then you're like, oh, I kind of miss like the structure. I think that's like a little bit.
Definitely.
Huh.
Yeah. In promotions, we have Claire being mentioned as never meant to be queen and now is banished. How does power change when your perception of self is shifting?
Well, I think that's like the big thing about Claire is that she very much feels that she shouldn't be a janitor, which she is in perfection, and she's assigned this job based on like a career placement test she takes. She thinks that she should be a ruler, and then when she kind of steps into that, she's not really not cut out for it. So then she's also kind of hit with that whole I thought that this was like what I should be doing, but it wasn't. And she's kind of like grieving that fact too in the second book that like she came out as like this hero that everyone was like, okay, like you're the one who escaped, you're the one who got out, like we're gonna follow you. But then they realized maybe there's a reason why she was a janitor and not the administrator, which is like in perfection is like the,
Yeah.
ruler of the pyramid or whatever. Yeah.
But janitors are important too.
And that's
Yeah.
and that's true. And I don't think she realizes that. I don't think that she like gets that there's a reason why she was specifically chosen for that job. And it's kind of funny because I feel like throughout like both the first and second book, she actually kind of ends up like being a janitor, like doing manual labor. And then she's like, but it's what she's good at. So yeah.
I know, I'm so intrigued.
Mhm.
Might need to take a slight break from the one that I'm reading right now.
Ooh.
And like you can
You're
read
gonna
it
actually put
so
her book
quick.
down.
All of
I
like
know.
everything I write is very fast paced. It's almost like cinematic. It's like I write like I'm writing a TV show. Like I'm very like I was like an iPad kid before there were iPad kids. Like all I did was watch TV like 24/7. So everything that I write is more like how like it's bingeable. Like you read one chapter, you can't stop. You want to just like keep going. So you won't have to take that long of a break.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
I'll have it done probably today.
Oh
There
yeah.
you go.
And it'll make me feel like Miranda, who reads a whole book in a day.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes.
She does. I'm like, what? We had this thing where we were going to spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on, we read their book. I'm like 3 books behind. And Miranda's reading a second book from the same author we just spun.
See, like I'm
like, how?
I'm like the crazy person who like I don't have like a TBR. Like I read a book, I finish it, I read the next book. I'm like I see like these people who are like, oh, like look at all my unread books. I'm like, I don't do that. It stresses me out too much.
Yeah.
My whole room, besides my indie shelf, are all books I haven't read because I have a book buying problem.
Yes.
But like these books, my traditionally published books, I trade them for like other ones so that I'm not like continuously buying them. So like my whole room is a TBR room besides my one little teeny tiny shelf that I've already read. But I'm a mood reader. I'm a very, very big mood reader. I could read start 5 different books before I'm like, okay, this is the one I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm terrible.
And that's how I am with audiobooks. So I kind of get it. But at least like that way I'm not, buying a million books because I've definitely been there. I've definitely been that person. But audiobooks are good because you listen for a few minutes and then you're like, no, go to the next one.
Yeah, I started redeeming 6 months ago. And I finally turned it back on. And I'm like, oh, I'm only 48% of the way done. Chapter 85 of 160 or something stupid. Like, why? Why so many chapters? I'm not a long
There's too many chapters.
person.
Too many
chapters.
Same.
160 chapters?
No way.
60's enough for me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so one thing we loved about your first interview was how Claire learns through banned romance novels. Claire, we're best friends. In the sequel, are there books within books or metafictional elements that guide Claire's growth?
Yeah, so a little bit. So like, your new boyfriend Milo, he's a librarian. So of course Claire is now, checking out this library. There's a lot more
Library.
stuff that she gets to read. Yeah, yeah, the library. That's what she's there for. And she's reading, definitely reading more, different things, learning different things, kind of just discovering herself and her identity more. I do make like some references to the other characters reading, which obviously like Milo, because he's a librarian, he talks about books. He then mentions a few books, which are usually books that I've read, like what I read in college, like a lot of classics. He has like a whole different vibe, and he actually kind of like makes fun of Claire a little bit, like you read too many romance novels, like you need to chill. She has some unrealistic
Can't blame a girl.
expectations. Yeah.
Can't blame a girl for having a hobby,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
even if it's illegal
Yep.
Right.
or banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the classics are important too, but
Mm-hmm. You
I
gotta
don't
have you
know.
gotta have a mix of both,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Without being too cryptic, what message or feeling do you hope lingers with a reader when they close next to Spotless?
Oh man. For Next to Spotless, I feel like it definitely gets darker, and I think that I want that to hit. And it's also kind of setting up for like the third and final book in the series, which is going to get even a little bit darker because part of it's a prequel, like leading up to this whole disaster and like how everything ended up the way that it did. So I think I wanted to do this kind of like tonal shift of where like book one is very like hopeful and it feels like that classic like dystopian, like the Hunger Games or like the 100, stuff like that. But then as it like goes on, you start to get this like deeper like understanding of like, okay, maybe like everything isn't exactly like what it seemed. And so now like we're getting that. So I kind of want you to be scared when you finish the second book. Little scared.
Like being scared.
It's okay. You'll get over it.
See how mean she is to me? And I'm the older one.
I'm happy I don't
I'm
have a
feeling
sister.
fist-
That's all I know.
We're very close.
It's not all bad.
Now it's not bad. Now that we're friends. It only took 38 or 36 years.
You had to move out first, right? And then
Yeah.
and then it's like,
We
okay,
had to move
now we can
out.
tolerate each other.
We had to have kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our kids are like the same ages, besides one. Miranda has one extra one. She had to be an overachiever.
The extra.
She did. She's like, I need one more. I'm like, and then she told me I had to have one more because her one more needed a friend.
Oh geez.
And I'm like, well, Baby Factory
late.
shut down.
Yep.
Don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling everyone too.
Sorry.
I'm like, we're out of business. My brother just got married, so he's in charge now of, giving my parents grandchildren. I say you can place your
Yeah.
orders with him.
Pass the torch.
Yeah.
When they're literally like, Ashley, if you have one more baby, you will literally die. And you're like, oh, no, Miranda needs me to have one more. Sorry, guys. I have one more. So her last one has a friend too. And it wasn't really planned. Well, her oldest one was planned.
Yeah.
Because she came and saw my middle and, well, her oldest bio. And so she came and saw my middle in the hospital. And literally 9 months after that date, her oldest bio was born.
That's the baby fever right there.
Yeah, it happened.
Speaking of baby fever, last time you told us that you finished writing the sequel while your baby slept on your chest. We talked about this before we hit go, too. Now with Next to Spotless out, how has your writing process changed or stayed the same as a parent and an author?
It's definitely changed a lot. Well, for now, my baby isn't doing contact naps anymore, so she sleeps in her crib. So I'm finally able to like actually type on my laptop, which feels like really, really good. Always like during her nap time, and that's because I can't really do anything else. So I feel like I'm writing more than I thought I would, that's for sure. But then I'm still kind of liking writing on my phone because I'll find myself doom scrolling and then I'm like, oh, I could be working on something else. And I'm working on my secret project right now on my phone. So Hopefully I'll have
Sorry,
some
guys, we
news.
got to pause this recording for a minute. We have to find out about this secret
Find out
project.
about the secret project. Well, when I was in high school, I wrote like a series for my school newspaper, and I'm kind of like bringing it back, but like more adult. And it's set in space, and it's like a little bit raunchy, a little bit like funny, a lot funny. Like it's pretty hilarious, or at least I think I'm hilarious. So, you know,
I'll agree and say that you're hilarious.
yeah. But like if you
I don't know
read
anything
like
yet, but you're
fairy
still hilarious.
therapy, then and you like fairy therapy and like the humor, then you're definitely gonna like my new secret project that I'm working on because it's very much like just outrageous. Like the main character is just ridiculous and hilarious, and I don't know. I can't say too much about it because I'm still like I'm like
Yeah.
halfway done. So hopefully I'll be announcing it soon. So you guys will be the first to know.
I mean, that's a lot of good information for it being a secret. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Sense another interview coming shortly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
for real. Yeah. Did you see echoes of motherhood in Claire's journey or in the new characters or relationships since you have been writing since you became a mom?
Actually, in the sequel in Next to Spotless, like I don't want to give too much away, but there is
Yeah.
like a little bit, which is funny because I wrote it. I like finished writing it before I had my baby, but then I was doing my rewrites and everything like after, and I was like, I had this whole like different insight, so I actually ended up changing quite a bit to kind of fit with that. So yeah, you know.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
This is our favorite time of the whole segment. It's a lightning round. Miranda, you're still failing on the lightning sound.
Oh geez.
I Googled, we'll talk about this later, but I Googled buttons. We'll talk about it later. Anywho, continue.
I've been begging Miranda for a button so that when we get to the lightning round, she can hit the button and then like lightning sounds. I'm ridiculous. I know.
Yeah.
So quick answers. First thing that pops into your head. A place in your dystopian world you'd actually want to visit if it was safe.
I would want to visit futuristic Buffalo because that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up and everything. And I kind of like the idea of like what it'll be like, It already kind of looks post-apocalyptic, so it might not be that different, but that's definitely where I'd want to go.
Yeah, there might be a reason Walking Dead started in New York.
Oh yeah, right.
Just saying.
One fictional weapon or power you'd want to have.
A fictional. I probably want to be invisible. Like that's just all. Like I don't know. I would just steal stuff or like spy on people.
Yeah.
That one's easy. Yeah.
Can you imagine the books we could get if we were invisible?
Right.
Oh my god.
Like first
Yes.
editions, like all
Yeah.
kinds of cool stuff.
I'd go
The
over to
quote-
Miranda's house and steal her $150 book that she's got over there.
Shush up.
She won it. How do
I
you win
did.
that? Rude. She wins everything. A new writing snack, drink, or weird habit you developed this time.
Well, now I can't really have a ton of caffeine. I used to be a big Monster drinker. So now I'm just drinking decaf coffee and water. And yep.
As long as it
Decaf.
does the job.
Terrible.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Your theme song for Next to Spotless.
That is July by Noah Cyrus. I definitely put it in like the background of a lot of my
Ooh.
Next to Spotless videos. I feel like it's like kind of like Yvain and Claire like kind of thing because they have a weird relationship. Yeah.
We like weird relationships here.
Yeah.
3 words that sum up the sequel.
Jeez, I knew this is gonna be a hard one. Ask the writer to like give you words.
I know, right?
Next to Spotless, 3 words. Totally crazy, unexpected. I don't know. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I know.
All right. Well, Miranda, that was all of our questions this time around. It was super cool having you on here in
agree.
person. Well, virtually in person rather than in the text, right?
Right.
So thank you for coming back and giving us a peek into Next to Spotless. Can you tell everybody, our followers that don't already know where to find you since we share your stuff all the time, but can you let them know so that we can tag it in the captions?
Yep. I'm on Instagram at mdeetsauthor. I think that's what I love how I don't know what it is.
That sounds right.
But I'm only on Instagram. I'm keeping it simple. I'm not all over the place. That's where I am. All my books are everywhere: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kindle, free on Kindle Unlimited. Hopefully in some local bookstores soon,
I
but
love it.
I'm too lazy. I have to like call them, and it's like a whole thing.
I don't think you're lazy. I think it's just a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all a lot. Doing it all on your own is, and you have a baby. Like,
Right. I
No.
have a
the fact that
baby,
you're doing
a
any of this,
job, and plus my
right?
books,
Right, bro.
a lot of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
You're where you need to be.
Right.
Yes. If it's for where you're at right now, and then maybe later if you want to try to branch out, it's your prerogative, right? No one else's.
Mm.
But we will have everything, Miranda, linked in the captions below so that you can go and follow and check out the books. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you for everything that you've done for us since we did your written interview, because we love like the goodies that you sent, and us sharing everything back and forth is really cool.
Yep.
But go grab Next to Spotless, everybody. Add it to your TBR, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks, you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.